Being one of the most well-known cryptids ever reported across North America, the Jersey Devil has entered the popular folklore of cryptid encounters and has been referenced in nearly all forms of mainstream media, from books to movies to even modern video games. What fans of this ancient cryptid are not aware of, however, is that back in the early 1800s, it's believed that the US government led a clandestine mission to hunt down the Jersey Devil and remove it from the Pine Barrens area, which is located around New Jersey, to prevent the creature from wreaking havoc on the nearby communities. According to official reports surrounding the Jersey Devil, one of the oldest reported encounters with the Jersey Devil centers around a mission between the United States Navy and US President James Monroe. According to the reports regarding the incident, back in 1819, US President James Monroe, curious about the legends of the Leeds Devil, sent two men, a naval officer Commodore Stephen Decatur, Dr. James Killian, and a small group of men to investigate the Pine Barrens. By this time, naval officer Stephen Decatur was already a world-renowned captain of the United States Navy, having reached the position at only 25 years of age. Dr. James Killian was a world-renowned naturalist, having published several books on what would later be known as the field of zoology, with a special interest in exotic animals, similar to what would now be considered a cryptozoological fascination. Interestingly, a declassified government mission featuring naval officer Commodore Stephen Decatur, alongside a small team of people, is recorded as having occurred back in 1819, in which the team of men travelled to the Pine Barrens to perform a quality check on the iron industry, with the designation to inspect and test some of the privately produced armaments, such as cannonballs. The team was reported by the US government as having landed at the Burlington County Harbor and investigating the communities of Bastow and Hanover for unknown purposes. The official government report, however, claims that the men experienced nothing out of the ordinary and merely tested some of the equipment and met up with private factories and their managers. The truth is, however, that the rest of the story deviates from the government report, claiming that though the men did inspect the armaments and the factories throughout the Pine Barrens, many of the men seemed more interested in striking up casual conversations about local legends. After alerting the naval men and Dr. James Killian to the legends and sightings of the Jersey Devil, Officer Decatur decided to set up a temporary residency, and this was at a cabin located within the Pine Barrens, where the monster had been recently sighted. Although the details get somewhat hazy, surviving members of Decatur's crew claim that the men were attacked in the night by the Jersey Devil, with two men having been eaten by the creature, and Officer Decatur, Dr. James Killian, and a handful of the crewmen having taken down the creature, after shooting the beast several times in the body. Before retiring after the attack, Dr. James Killian was reported as having performed a quick animal autopsy on the creature, determining that the beast was a natural inhabitant of the area and not of supernatural origin. After cutting open the womb of the creature, Dr. James Killian discovered the monster to have been pregnant with several pups of the strange dragon-like monster, and theorized that the creature must have been a surviving small population within the area, and that they needed to be dealt with. The claims end that Dr. James preserved one of the fetuses of the creature in a jar, and did this for further examination and private ownership. The whereabouts of the specimen is still unknown in the modern day. Interestingly, the claims that Dr. James made surrounding the creature's design, of it appearing to have been a native dragon-like species, sounds eerily similar to ancient Native American legends local to the region. Cryptid and UFO researcher George Dudding believes that the true legends of the Jersey Devil predate the modern-day legends of the 13th child. When researching the history of the pre-colonial period of the New Jersey area, George Dudding found similar stories of what was referred to as a dragon in the river that ran throughout the area of the modern-day New Jersey. Dudding would write the following in his investigations into the matter. Native American Indians are known to have inhabited the area for around 13,000 years, and this was after the most recent Ice Age. One of these tribal groups, known as the Lenni-Lenni-Ape, or Lenape Indians, occupied the lower Hudson River Valley in the Delaware River Valley, along with the lands that reached eastwards to the Atlantic Ocean, that's now known as the state of New Jersey. The early European settlers referred to the Lenape Indians as the Delaware tribe. During the occupation of the land by the tribe, they referred to the area around the Delaware River as the Place of the Dragon. After the Swedish explorers came, they referred to the Delaware River as Drake Hill, which is a combination of two words meaning Dragon River. In doing more research using old maps, it can be seen that there is a creek just across the Delaware River in the Philadelphia, Pennsylvania area, called the Pequesing Creek, which is a tributary to the Delaware River. Within the same area is a place called Drake Island, which translates into French as La Rivière des Dragons, or the River of Dragons. End quote. Given Dr. Jem's findings and his recommendation that the native dragon-like species must be dealt with to prevent future attacks, given their rate of having offspring and the growing availability of livestock and cattle throughout the region, it appears that there may be some substance to these dragon theories. Although there was no evidence that the US government would perform any actions at the time, roughly 20 years later, reports of the monster would change how it was perceived. According to the Pine Barrens Museum, during the summer of 1840, the community surrounding the Pine Barrens forest suffered from mass sightings of the Jersey Devil, then known as the Leeds Devil creature, with claims that more than one Jersey Devil was prowling through the communities and attacking their children and livestock. During the year, record sightings of the creature were made, with reports of farms having been completely destroyed by the creature, as chickens, goats, cows and horses were described as being attacked by a large creature, or suffering from wounds that appeared as if the livestock animals had been dropped from a terrible height. The sightings and attacks would continue until 1841, with a sudden religious hysteria taking over the nearby communities, as residents local to the area were desperate to find any means to stop the sightings of the creatures, either through spiritual protection or physical protection. Relief would suddenly come during the year, however, as the sightings of the creature slowly died down, and normalcy resumed by the winter months. The cause for the disappearance of the Jersey Devil sightings is unknown, though several theories have spawned claiming that the US government was responsible for the hunting and eradication of the creature or creatures. So what do you make of these reports? And do you think the Jersey Devil was a real creature? Be sure to leave your questions and answers in the comment section below, and help us to grow this community while working to solve these unexplained mysteries. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos.